Alrighty guys, working on a 2.4 Chrysler engine. So it's the same, it's on like Dodge, Jeep, Chryslers. I don't make Chrysler anymore, but that type of family line of vehicle. This engine was overheated severely and it was ran for a good while, overheating. The number 1 cylinder head bolt, well, that's how it's labeled over here. Well, like that. Well, this is the number 1 right here. I kind of just have it printed out right there, like the bolt order, and then over here is the torque sequence. So right there you see the first 25 foot-pounds. So I kind of had it cinched down on the actual head, and then when I went to apply the 25 foot-pound, it never really got up to anything. It just kept spinning. So whenever I retracted the bolt, the thread came with it. And the machine shop told me on the actual head, it was bowed like this. So they had to machine it flat. Same thing with this right here too. I kind of did like a somewhat of a soft like resurface with like a flat block. And I had noticed too that the center right here, it was like opposed. So I tried to, as my best, what I could do, you know, just to make it better, but the head is flat. So that makes sense, I guess, from how the head was pulling up, the block was pulling down. This was just already super weak. So what we're gonna do is, it's a super uncommon size as well. It's an M11 by 1.5 thread pitch. So I got the Helicoil kit in, and here is a special bit for this guy right here. This is actually the Helicoil right here, and the tap. So it calls for 2964. Just put it right there, bro. So right here is the bit. So I'm gonna see if I'm able to drill right here and put 2 of the thread certs, 2 of these back to back in the actual cylinder block for the head to bolt up to. So let's try it out. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, just drilled out the hole with the drill bit that it requires for this tap. I'm using a small short-handled 3/8 ratchet with a Lyle tap socket. So it's a real nice tight fit, and you just want to make sure that you're as center as you could be. The reason I didn't go with a longer one, because it can kind of throw you off. So make sure it's centered. I'm about to go all the way down. That's about 3 of those Helicoil inserts. So just go slow. If it was a finer thread, if these were more closer to each other, when it breaks the chips, you need to go back. But how it's such a big opening on the actual tap, I really don't have to go back and break the chips. But I went about halfway. I took out the tap, blew it out with compressed air, and then I'm finishing up right now. Just blew out the hole. I put some brake clean in there, and then blew it out. Brake clean this as well, the Helicoil insert, and I put a little bit of blue Loctite on there, thread locker. Okay, I started one of the Helicoils already with the special tool that it comes with in the kit. I'm using it with a 12.9 millimeter to drive it on the square end, and I'm just making sure that everything looks good and everything is as it should, and it looks good. So I'm going to proceed. Okay, so now it's at the very bottom of where I stopped the tap. So right now I'm about to break that tang off right now with the center punch and continue. This is what I used. This is the punch that I used. It was it's an Astro 1/4 inch by 7/16, and it's 5 3/4 long. Okay, just verifying my work. I knocked out the tap, so I'm just gonna go in with the borescope just to make sure everything is good. Right there, those are the threads from the actual tap. Right there's a Helicoil right there. The tang is removed. Right there you can see where the punch kind of slid across the wall of the bolt hole, and then right down there is the very bottom of the bolt hole. And you can see some of the shavings are still there, so I'm probably gonna get like a vacuum in there and suck those pieces up. And you can see some of the original thread from the original like factory for the bolt. Okay, right there is the second helicoil right there installed. Right there you can see the tang. I'm about to knock off the tang right there. Okay, I already test fitted the bolt for the head onto the block, the one that we put the helicoil inserts into. Whenever it was going into the first helicoil, the one that's on the top, it felt good. I guess when it was going into the second helicoil, there was a little more resistance, and I guess the two of them added more resistance to the actual force for me to tighten it down. It was consistent all the way through whenever I went to the second one. So it felt good, it felt secure, it's all the way bottomed out, and it feels tight. So it's ready to start getting snug down. So it's already bottomed out and it doesn't turn anymore. So just to kind of give you some reference how much we're actually into the actual block. So again, there's just 2 helicoils in there, so we're gonna try it. We're gonna get this all cleaned up and get ready for the head install. And here are the torque specs if you do have a 2.4 that you're putting on head. This is the one with the taller head bolt. The one with the smaller head bolt, just to kind of give you guys some information there too. This is if it would be a smaller. So first is 25, do all of them, then 45, do all of them, the third pass 45, and then the fourth final 90 degrees. So it's pretty much the same. It's just that one's 54, 54 over there, so a little bit more ugga-duggas. Alrighty guys, the number 1 bolt, that's our problem bolt, torque down to 25 foot-pounds. So let me continue with the pattern, and on the second round I'll show you what we got. Alrighty guys, it went up to 54. Let me continue. Alrighty guys, the third step, it did it. 54. Okay, let's continue. Alrighty guys, it did it. 90 degree angle. So yes, I would say it's a success on the thread certs on those helicoils. Just 2 of them, and it did the trick. Let me continue with this job.